best life with you.
So maybe we can do like 3 or 4 hours tonight. Maybe we're crazy.
What do I do with this? All that poop!
Yesterday was Megan and I's last day here at our Washington contracts. It went smoothly, no complaints. We had a great time here. Our clinics were awesome to work at, and it was nice to be in the outpatient setting. We had previously been working mostly home health. This next contract that we're taking is home health again, and so it'll be interesting to switch back to it. This morning is what we call packing/moving day. We never pack ahead of time, it seems. It's always like, okay, now we get to leave, so we need to start packing. And then we just took both of our vehicles to go get an oil change at the local mechanic because we need those. Those were a little past due, and we got a lot of miles to drive to our next assignment. And what we're doing now while those are getting oil change is starting to pack. And let me tell you, this place, it is a bit of a, looks like a tornado went off in there.
I think we need to censor what's going on in here because it's bad. This is a new level of bad. Subconsciously, we've known that we're about to pack, so it's gotten even worse because nothing's got put in its place. We have a lot of work to do today. We are hoping to leave tonight or tomorrow morning. We'll see if we can get it all cleaned, packed. The cars are at an oil change. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, with travel therapy, it's always kind of weird because you're only there for 13 weeks, but 13 weeks, 3 months is long enough that you kind of get settled in. And so you have your stuff everywhere, no matter where we're at. If we're in our RV, even our own space, our RV, all of our stuff will be really spread out. And it does take a little while to pack everything up. And then right now we're in an Airbnb, and it's definitely like we're going to have to comb through because we've mixed our stuff in everywhere.
Yeah.
And so it always takes longer than we intend. I think maybe we could get better at it by just packing less stuff. We've noticed that we packed a whole lot less stuff than we usually do with the RV. But even that, we only used a portion of it because a lot of times you're going to work during the week, so you only need really your work clothes. And then on the weekends, we have like certain adventure-y kind of athletic clothes that we like to wear, and that's about it.
Yep. I think it's way easier to stay organized in the RV because everything has a place. We've made a home for everything, and we also have all of our cleaning supplies there with us, so it's easy to clean. When we're traveling in someone else's space, it's so much harder.
You just don't have everything that you're used to, but it is doable. We just suggest pack a lot lighter than we pack. Oh boy, we are almost packed up. Just a few items, and it's getting a little late, but I think we're gonna leave tonight and drive a few hours south, hopefully make it to Oregon, and then camp for the night, just so we're a little bit closer to go to the national park we want to hit. And the national park that we're thinking about is the Redwoods. We usually like to take a little bit of time off between our travel contracts and see some cool things. And so one of them that we haven't been able to see yet is the Redwoods National Park. So we're going to take a little detour and hit that. But we got to get a little closer to it because it's about 8.5 hours away. All right, grabbing the last little bit. This Airbnb has been amazing. The host, Donna, has been absolutely great. We couldn't have asked for a better place to stay while on our contract here in Washington, especially because the first month we were in an RV at an Airbnb that was not ideal, and so this was just really heaven sent. Got our final little bit of items. Found a pair of dirty underwear that I needed to pick up. That seems to be a common theme in my life. We do not have a place where we're going to stop. We're not sure where we're going to sleep tonight, but we're hoping that the rooftop tent can kind of help us out with that, and we can find a campsite. We'll let you guys know how that goes.
I was actually going to get rid of these, but what?
This is why you always do a final walkthrough.
Yeah, check the bed.
Check the bed. You might have clothes hiding there.
I have clothes. I probably have some socks down in the bottom of the bed, too.
Always do a walkthrough at your Airbnb or a walk around at your RV before you pull out.
Walk around.
Oh, like we about left our Chromecast too. Gosh. Always do a walk around. Oh. Man, we are rough. We're like rookies. Well, we're definitely no experts. We just say, learn from our mistakes.
Good morning. Last night we spent the night in a campsite that we actually have been at before, and we decided it was too loud to film because the highway is literally right behind me. Yeah. So we moved on and we didn't even show it to you guys, but we have stayed at this campground before in the same exact spot, and it is down in mid-southern Oregon as we are on our way to the Redwood National Park. So we got in here late, around like 1 o'clock last night, and now this morning we have the rest of the trip to the national park.
Yeah, we're really excited about the Redwood National Park because we have been to the Sequoia National Park, which is another park with huge trees, and we absolutely loved that time. I think that was back when we were on assignment in Arizona, and we made the long drive into California.
Yep.
So we're excited to kind of see another park that has similar features. We're entering the Redwoods National Park, and you can tell because the trees are getting huge. I mean, look how tiny our car looks next to one of them.
That's the ocean. It's right there.
We're back on the 101.
Oh, wow. That's so cool. Also, I have poop on my shoe.
That's gross.
I wondered why it smelled like poop in that town that we went to. I guess I gotta get it out. You wanna do it? What do I do with this? All that poop. It kind of smells like dog poop though.
Oh, well, doesn't that seem better?
Yeah, I don't want it to be human poop.
We gotta clean it.
You're such a great hubby.
We just rolled into the Elk Prairie campground / visitor center. We're gonna go check out the visitor center, but we got to drive the Redwoods Scenic Byway to get here, and it was amazing. I wish we could have caught more of it on film, but the redwood trees are so tall and so large, so big around, and there's tons of them. I think that's what's so majestic about it is as you're driving down the road, they're rows deep of these huge trees, and you just kind of wind right through. We're gonna stop into the visitor center, get our sticker, and see what other information there is, and then we're gonna go up to the, what is it? What's the hike?
Fern Canyon.
Yes, the Fern Canyon hike. We hear it's a really good one. And what movie was filmed there?
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park. So maybe we'll see a dinosaur. We have already seen some elk here. They're pretty popular in the park. Wasn't it like this is the one park that has the largest elk herd
Yes.
in all the national parks? So that's kind of cool. I'm not even sure if I know how to use a payphone. Ooh.
This is really pretty in here. Good news, they've got smaller stickers instead of huge ones. We can fit it on our Yeti.
Yeah, we're losing space.
Which one?
Yeah! We just crossed that stream. Uh-oh, another one?
Another one.
Another one. Got bikes on the back. Can't have those bottoming out. Oh, oh. I think we bottomed out by soup. Megan said this is a hiking trail for cars. That's when you know you're overlanding. It's like a slightly rough gravel road to get back here.
Well, you're having fun.
Oh yeah, it is a lot of fun.
I guess it's time to get a 4Runner.
Yeah. So we're making our way down to Fern Canyon. We just started the trail. It's going right along. The coast is over to our left here. You can hear the waves crashing into the beach. And then the road down here was pretty gnarly. It just kind of wind down into the canyon to get down to the parking lot. There was a few creek crossings, but nothing too bad. It was actually a lot of fun to do in the Subaru. And so now we're going on this hike. I do not remember how long it is, but it's a short hike to all the ferns. We have officially entered into Fern Canyon. And let me tell you, the name describes it very well. It's a canyon, and there's a lot of ferns. They're all up on the wall, very green, and then there's these fun little walkways to cross over the river, or the creek, or the creek. So would you suggest Fern Canyon hike?
Yes. A+. Suggested 100%.
Wow. You heard it from Megan herself.
100%. It is kind of magical, and I think it'd be, I keep thinking of the secret garden. If there was like a secret door in the wall of these ferns, it would be like mind-blowing, but that's what it feels like. It feels magical.
Mm-hmm. I got the vibes of the TV show Lost, and again, a creepy door behind the ferns.
But it's not creepy.
Oh, in Lost it was, until you found out what it was.
And still, you never found out what it was.
You never found out. Spoiler. That is a big tree. All right, where are we heading next, Megs?
Ladybird Trail. I think this is a pretty popular one here in the park, so we're gonna check it out.
Get to see some redwoods.
Yes. So we haven't, well, I mean, we've driven through them. Ooh. But we haven't quite walked through them yet.
Now's the time.
Now's the time.
Well, Ladybird Grove Trail was really a good one for everyone. It was nice and easy. There's not too much elevation change. And then you get to see the amazing redwoods in their full glory. There's even some that have some cutouts where they've been burnt out. And so you can even climb down into them and explore. It was a really great trail. So we highly recommend it if you're here at the Redwood National Park. You guys, we just got done with the trail and we're heading to our campsite, and there's elk on the side of the road. There's actually a herd of elk with these beautiful antlers and beautiful coat. So we're sitting here watching them. Really cool. We had seen a few elk in the park already just driving by, but haven't gotten this close yet.
Okay, so we're on our way to the campsite, but we had to stop by the ocean because it's sunset and it's gorgeous. So that's what we did. We're here in California. There's black sand, there's rocks in the water, there's nice big waves coming in, foamy white and blue. It's a good way to end the day.
Good morning, everyone. We made it to our campsite late last night. Evan and Leah had actually reserved a campsite, so we tagged along and got to stay and hang out with them, which was a lot of fun. They left early this morning to head back home, and so we are just finishing up. We're making some breakfast, enjoying some coffee before we pack up and then head off to our next adventure. We are done with the Redwoods National Park, which was a whole lot of fun. Some of the trails we got to do were really great. But now we're going to go over to another national park in Northern California, which it's the Lassen Volcanic National Park. So we hear great things about that. It's going to be a little bit more east, a few hours drive. We plan to do some hiking there too. We have really enjoyed this campground. This is the Mills Creek Campground, which is a little bit outside of Redwoods National Park, or at least the parts where we were hiking at. It's actually pretty close. And there's tons of campsites here, like over 100 campsites, and it was completely full. And so a ton of people taking advantage of camping on the weekends, which makes it a little harder for us to find a spot. But since it is Sunday today, from here on out on our drive to our next contract should be a little easier because not as many people are camping on the weekdays. So that'll make it nice. We'll also probably get a few hotels here and there. But before we head off to our next contract, we definitely got to see these national parks in Northern California while we're out here and enjoy those. And so the Redwoods was our 21st national park, and then Lassen will be our 22nd, which is crazy to think. We've basically seen all those national parks since starting travel therapy, which is a huge perk that we love about travel therapy, is we get to go to a location that's closer to different national parks, and then we make it a priority on the weekends to go see them, or in between contracts like now. And so we're going to really enjoy that. But let's go ahead and eat, and then pack up camp, and then hit the road.
Okay, so we're all packed up and we're ready to go. We have no service yet, so we have no clue how far we're driving or what direction.
Yep.
But we'll figure it out.
Judging by the sun, I'd say 4 hours.
Okay. I do think it's about 4 hours to Lassen Volcanic National Park, and then maybe another couple to Lake Tahoe. So we're hoping to end in Lake Tahoe today or close by and enjoy it in the morning, and then it's just going to be a straight shot to the next contract.
Well, guys, some unfortunate news. We got some internet and we looked up, the Lassen Volcanic National Park to check how far it is, and it was routing us around a wildfire, and actually the national park is closed due to that big wildfire. So we will not be able to go to that national park. We're really sad and bummed about that. But that's how it goes sometimes. And so we're actually rerouting to head straight to Lake Tahoe, but we will have to drive down and around, so a little further south into California to get to Lake Tahoe. We're really excited to visit Lake Tahoe, but we got a long drive ahead. It's about 7 to 8 hours, and so today is going to kind of turn into more of a drive day. Now, we have been driving a little bit. We are on the 101 and we'll eventually get off of that. So it is kind of fun to go down the 101 in California. We've seen the coast and have gotten to go through portions of the big redwoods, got real close to the Giants, I think it's the Avenue of Giants Parkway or Highway, and that was really pretty. And so the scenery has just been amazing to drive through. So not too bad for a long drive day, but that's kind of our update on our road trip. And so not much excitement other than stopping at gas stations and using the toilet. Well, hello everyone. As you can see, we are in a hotel. So we did make it to a hotel in Truckee, which is just outside Lake Tahoe. But today might not go as planned because, like we were telling you, the wildfires in California are really raging right now and growing, and our hearts go out to the families who are affected by the fires. And so if you look out our hotel window, you can see it's very smoky. And that is not fog. That is all smoke. We can actually smell it in the room. It's definitely better to be in here than out there. It's really strong. So we probably won't hang around this area very long. We might, since we got to drive by the lake anyway, we might pull out and see Lake Tahoe since we're this close. And then we're going to hit Reno and head on to our next contract. So a weird, abrupt ending to season 4. But, you know, things like this happen. And so you just kind of got to go with the flow. So we apologize that this episode is kind of coming to an end, but we're going to go ahead and send it over to our future selves to recap a little bit of, you know, season 4 and our time in the Pacific Northwest.
Over to you, future Megan and Ryan.